Today's topic is Die With a Smile by Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga, a song full of smooth, retro R&B chords and slick harmonic moves that echo the best parts of the 70s and 90s soul sound. Let's jump right in. The song opens with a vamp between the 1 major 7 and 4 major 7 chords, one of the dreamiest progressions in pop music. Both chords feel lush and resolved on their own, which is part of the magic of major 7ths. But put them together, and you get a subtle kind of movement, floating forward, but never falling forward. There's no dominant pull, no dramatic tension, just a calm cycle of departure and return. That's what makes this progression so perfect for verses, refrains, and intros. It sets a tone without needing to go anywhere. You'll hear this same sound in hidden gems like New York's a Lonely Town by the Tradewinds, and extended major key jams like Blue Sky by the Allman Brothers. Here, Bruno and Gaga use that tonal stability as a blank canvas, gradually adding melodic decoration over time. It's almost hypnotic, like watching ripples on a pond. Let's take a minute to review major 7th chords. We'll start with the root, in this case A, and we'll go 4 steps up to the major 3rd, another 3 steps up to get our 5th, and another 4 steps up to get the major 7th. In this case, we'll use a voicing with the root in the left hand and the other 3 notes of the chord in the right hand, with no doubled notes between the two. When we previously used major 7th chords to build a jungle progression in a previous video, we deliberately used the same voicing in parallel for every chord to imitate the sound of moving a sampled chord around as they did using the samplers and keyboards of the day. So we might start with E flat major, 7, and then go to C major 7, then to B flat major 7, A flat major 7, G major 7, and so on. But here we want to have more of that smooth R&B and soul sound, so we're using voice leading to keep the chord tones that are shared between both chords and to find the closest match for notes that aren't shared. So we start out with this A major 7. So first we'll take the root from A to D, and then we'll take the E and move that to F sharp, our 3rd. We'll take the G sharp and move that to A, our 5th. And we'll keep the C sharp because it's the 3rd in A and it's the major 7th in D major 7. So we put those together and we get... And back to the A major 7. And now let's hear those in sequence and in rhythm. Dreamy. When the pre-chorus hits, Bruno and Gaga pull a nifty trick. They don't resolve to the 1 chord like the verse conditions you to expect. Instead, they hang on the 4 major 7 for a couple bars longer, just enough to throw you off balance. Mars and Gaga take this a step further by returning to the 1 chord in bar 3, reversing the hierarchy of the 2 main chords and again setting up the listener to wonder if the 4 chord is coming next. Spoiler, it doesn't. After that, we have a 2-5 sequence, but in this case, it's the 2 and 5 of the diatonic major 2, or in this case, C sharp minor 7 going to a borrowed F sharp major, acting as the secondary dominant of the 1st chord in the chorus, B minor 7, our 2 chord. This provides a sharp contrast from the aimless introduction and verse chords, and the borrowed 5 of 2 adds a note of subtle dissonance that evokes a sense of drama and uncertainty going into the chorus, all without a diatonic 5 chord. Now we're in the chorus, and the chords finally start moving faster, 1 per bar. The first 8 bars are built around 3 minor 7, minor 6, 2 minor 7, and 5 suspended 11. That's a classic turnaround sequence, except it's been rotated here to place the last 2 chords at the beginning. Instead of 3, 6, 2, 5, we have 2, 5, 3, 6. Same ingredients, different recipe. This new cycle still pulls forward, but without resolving. It's like a harmonic Mobius strip. It loops, but we don't know when or where it ends. This sequence could go on forever, but here it only cycles twice, which keeps the momentum up. This 4-chord sequence also provides great contrast from the verse by using a more goal-driven progression in place of the verse's placid stream of major 7th chords. Up until now, we've mostly been hearing this. But now in the chorus, we're finally getting a dominant cycle, sort of. Normally, we would hear 3, 6, 2, and 5 played as something like this. This usually leads to 1 like we've done here, or the suspended version of suspended 5 to 1. So is that suspended 5? 1 major 7. But in Die with a Smile, we have it flip-flop, so we start with 2 in the chorus, and then we go to 5, which goes to 3, breaking that linear pull towards the tonic, and we end up with the 4-bar cycle ending on 6, which really wants to go back to 2 and start the cycle over again. So we have It's very effective for situations where you want to build tension and uncertainty without the listener knowing when or where it's going to be resolved. Title hooks. We've talked about them time and time again. Some of the most effective title hooks share qualities like being placed on the downbeat, coinciding with the tonic chord, or otherwise breaking patterns in a way that stands out. Die with a Smile does this in 4 ways. 1. The 2 strongest words, die and smile fall on the downbeat of their respective measures. 2. The first word of the title hook also falls on our tonic chord, the first and only time we hear the tonic during the chorus. 3. The harmonic rhythm briefly doubles again to 2 chord changes per bar, adding appropriate passion to a declaration of dying happy in the face of Armageddon. We go from 1 to 5 in first inversion, and then to 6 via a classic descending bass line. After moving by 5th to 3 to complete the 2-bar hook, we unexpectedly transition to a final 2-7, 5 suspended 11 to close out the chorus and take us back to the tonic chord. 4. The hook line interrupts the expected chord cycle. We're primed to hear the 3rd chord in the chorus loop, and instead we get this. That surprise makes the hook hit even harder. There are other things we could talk about, like how the bridge loops a modified version of the chorus chords to build tension over 16 bars before the final chorus, or how a well-placed 5/5 chord creates a dramatic climax, or how the chorus melody makes great use of a beautiful descending 3-7-6 motif. If there's interest, I might cover those in a supplemental director's cut on Patreon. In conclusion, Die Like a Smile combines major 7 chord vamps, tension-building secondary dominance, rotated turnarounds, and a distinctive chorus hook to create a song that's as moving as anything released in the 2020s. Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga are 2 of the finest singer-songwriters of their generation, and like Captain Planet, Die With a Smile is the soulful product of their combined musical powers. That was our lesson on Die With a Smile. If you enjoyed this lesson today, please take a minute to like, comment, and subscribe because it helps the channel reach more people, and check out the link to my Patreon in the description below. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of someone else, and have a good day.